What's poppin', my little ramens? Y'all know about Borderlands 4 coming out this year? Well, I wanted to make a few props from Borderlands 3 that's also going to be in Borderlands 4, and that is the Psycho Mask and the Infinity Pistol. Two of the most iconic things in Borderlands, to me. I'll show you how to put them together and explain them all the way. But first, let me tell you all the tools that you're going to be needing for these props, okay? And that is going to be scissors, a hot glue gun, a heat gun, different layers of foam, markers, cutting blades, Mod Podge, and definitely some acrylic paints or any type of paints that you like. But also there's a few things that you're going to have to get as well. To me, I use this deodorant bottle for like the Infinity Pistol's barrel. It just spin around and had the perfect shape. If you want to know what its brand, there it is. Including you have to get yourself like bottles, like Gatorade bottles or Powerade bottles. I had to cut off the bottom bit of the Gatorade bottle so I can use it for the muzzle or the gas part. But take the caps off with like a Gatorade or Powerade for the Psycho Mask. I'm going to first showing you all how to make the Psycho Mask. So let's get right into it. These are the templates I had made. I did it on like a mannequin head. You can try to copy them and shape them up to your size. It's up to you. But after that, you should get something that looks like this. I marked down everything that I needed for the symbols and the eye holes. And you should definitely do that. After that, you get your mask and then cut out the eye holes so you can be able to see. Make sure they lined up perfectly. If not, well, then I'm super sorry. But get yourself some foam and put it on top of the eyebrows area of the mask because it's a little bit much more raised up. Just like the mouth, muzzle, big gas mask part. Put a little bit of foam there, then glue the bottom of the Gatorade that I told y'all to do and glue that on the muzzle bit part. And then wrap it around with like small squares of foam because it has like tons of layers. Then after that, get yourself the bottle caps to the Gatorade bottles or Powerade bottles, it's up to you. And then get yourself a circular foam, try to cut it through, and then put the cap in it so it has a ring around it. It has to be very big, it has to be a big ring because you're going to be sanding that so you can make sure to look more flush with the mask. After doing that, glue everything together and start sanding. After I was done sanding, I added a few things, and that is basically adding a thin piece of foam to the little small cap vents to the side, and then add a little small circular foam into the middle of the gas mask bit. Then also put in some little glue dots for like nails or something, or screw-in points. I also put like a thick wire around the eyes, if you could see, so it could be more like goggly. I don't know if goggly is even a word, but yeah. I also cut out the line so it can be more raised up by hitting it with a heat gun. After doing that, get yourself some Mod Podge, put a little bit of white in it, and then layer it up about 3 or 4 times. And you should get something that looks like the gray mask that you can see right now. I had to do this because if I used normal white paint, I would have to use so much layers of white paint. And just using Mod Podge would make it better and make it a little shine a little bit better. But after that, I painted it, markered it, but I'll show you that to the end. But now, let's get it into the Infinity Pistol. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong one. I mean Infinity Pistol. Yay! You know what? I wanted to say one thing. Why in the world did they change the design of the Infinity Pistol in Borderlands 3? Because in Borderlands 2, it looked a little bit better. I understand they wanted to change all the designs of the guns for Borderlands 3, but they could have not given the Infinity Pistol such a like huge barrel. It looks too fat, bro. It ate too much of the bullets. Now it really is Infinity because it's super big. I do really like the skinny though, but I know it's never gonna happen, but if in Borderlands 4 there's 2 variants, that is the big one and the original skinny one, I would love it. But anyways, let's just get right into the build. That was just a small rant for me. The first thing that you're going to need is the deodorant bottle. Make sure to use that thing as much as possible until there's no deodorant left. Then after that, you get some sanding paper and then you sand it down so the paint can be able to stick on it. The next part is kind of complicating, but I'll make y'all get through it, so stick with me. the foam sheets that's in my hand, there's 4 layers, and they are different layers inside of the prop gun. For the handle, you gotta use 2 of the floor mat foams, including a very thin sheet of foam, and put it in between the 2 floor mat foam. Then at the bottom, put yourself a thick-ish, thin floor mat foam, so you can be able to hold your grip better on it. Then after that, for the top part, I don't know if this is the receiver or the barrel part or something, I don't know what's called, you gotta put 2 floor mat foam, then a same thing, a thick and thin floor mat foam, and put it on the side. But also, don't cover up the deodorant bottle, don't glue it in so you can't spin the barrel like it's supposed to. And then for the magazine part, you gotta make sure to put 1 long rectangular floor mat foam, then put a thin sheet of foam that's also rectangular so the thickness can be right. Then on the very top, I added the thicker version of the thin foam on that point. And yeah, that's pretty much what you need all glued down. Then after that, I put in a little bit much more details, like the bits and pieces on the barrel point. I put where the, what's it called, sights are for the top part. And if you see from that little small rectangle bit, I made a little bit of a sight, like a little bit of a red dot, but technically it's a white sight, so white dot, white triangle, it doesn't really matter. I also marked down like the grip so it can look more, better looking. Just stare at this picture and make sure to maybe copy it if you want to. After doing all that, I put some Mod Podge down and then painted it. I didn't put in all the final details, but let's get right into showcasing it, shall we? Hey you! Are you a fan of Borderlands? Do you wish you had your own Psycho Mask? Give me your hand, good sir. Here you go, your own personal, fabulous Psycho Mask! Fully painted, fully cel-shaded, and ready for you to put it on. So go ahead, good sir, put on your own personal Psycho Mask. And how do you feel? Seems like you're great, but there's more, good sir. Your own Vladov Infinity Pistol. Fully painted, fully cel-shaded, and with a hot, fiery look for it. But that's not all. We gave you your own red dot sight, so you can aim accurately at the enemies that you want. So go ahead, shoot forever, because there's no need to reload for this gun. Go ahead, go get those darn Vault Hunters. How do you feel about your purchase? Oh, that's great.